What is good, you guys? It's your boy, Kid Ginger Vlogs, back again. Back with a little update this week. And also, I'm just going to head out. We're just going to go and get a few things done. And we'll discuss a few things on the journey. So let's go. So just in the car, just going to head out. Basically, what we're going to talk about today is the job. So I went for the job. I did my induction, my first day, 4 hours. And all it was like literally 3 hours on the computer. And then probably an hour on the floor and in the back, going back and forth. But the thing is, I know I said as well that a lot of it was going to be more managed and better maintained. It was better managed and better maintained, but it was just the fact of that once the work actually started, it just became like hectic and it was just all over the place, no real like direction. So I decided that after the Tuesday, after the 4 hours, that I wasn't going to go back. So I got my uniform and everything like that I've got to go and return, which I will do that soon. This place, I thought, all right, it looks better managed, better situated and whatnot. But as soon as the alarm bell went bing, let's go, let's get started, it was just too much. Like, and in the last job, I didn't have to deal with customers. And I'm one of those people, I'm not really like a customer-based kind of person when I work. I can do the job, but I can't do the customer-like stuff when you're trying to do the work. So like, I'm trying to like load up shelves and everything like that and do other things in the back. And then coming out onto the main floor, got customers asking me left, right and centre, can you do this, can you do that, do you know this, do you know that? And I've literally got no training on knowledge on any of the products. And I'm having to make up things on the floor to the customer to say like, you know, sorry, that's all we've got out on stock and whatnot. And we are expecting more later in the week and stuff like that. It's just, for me, it was too much, too quick and too soon. And it's not that I can't do the job, I can do the job. It was just the fact of, it was just do one thing and then do everything in one go without no knowledge. And I don't want to look like an idiot that doesn't know what they're talking about. So I decided that after 4 hours of doing that shift, I was not going to go back. So I did my induction day, my first day, and I called it quits on that. But we're just going to head out now, do a few bits like I said a minute ago, and then we'll check back in and I'll give you a bit more detail in what happened and stuff like that. So with the job, I took the job on, but then obviously I only did 4 hours work there. So with doing just 4 hours work there and kind of leaving it for what it was, I just decided that it wasn't for me, because it's not anything to do with the work or anything like that, because I can work. It was just the fact that I was left on my own, unassisted, not knowing what to do, and then out of nowhere expecting to like have all the answers to the questions customers were giving me, which I couldn't answer. So what I did, just out of my own benefit, was I just thought to myself, that's not really good leadership, and I just decided I'm not going to go back. Yeah, it's cost of living crisis, everything like that. People need money, people need to earn things and, you know, be able to afford to live and whatnot. But I'm not going to carry on like in a place where I don't feel like I'm getting support. You know, you're supposed to help each other out, and I just felt very unassisted, very left alone, which is nothing that helps anybody out really, because if it's myself and I was teaching somebody and they had no idea what they were doing, I wouldn't just leave them on the shop floor and just be like, oh yeah, you'll be fine, and expecting to know the answers to everything, because I didn't know the answers to everything. And this was the thing, you know, if I'd have knew what I was talking about to the customers, I'd have been like, oh yeah, great, I know the knowledge in that, but I had no knowledge of what they were asking, you know. And having to make stuff up on the fly, it's not, you know, it's not good. It doesn't give you a true representation of a worker or an employee. So I decided that, and I when I got back home, I explained to my mum as well. I said to her, I said, I know it's tough and I know it's hard right now, and I know like getting money to come in and out the house is really difficult, but I'm not doing a job where I feel unassisted. And that is literally how I felt. I just felt unassisted, unhelped, and I can't do that. You know, if you're going to start me in a position, in a new place, in a new job, give me like, you know, help me get along, help me do the position, help me learn the things I need to learn. Don't just leave me on my own expecting that I'll be okay after like 4 hours. And like I say, 4 hours as well, it doesn't seem a lot, but 3 hours was on the computer. And 3 hours on the computer, yeah, I can do all that kind of work, but I'm not going to spend an hour on a shop floor alone doing my own thing, not knowing what I'm doing, just for a company to be like, oh yeah, everything's fine, he'll know what he's doing. And I didn't, this is the thing, I didn't know what I was doing. So I decided just to like leave it there, and I'm not gonna go back, because what's the point of going back? They're not assisting me, they're not helping me, so I'm not gonna go back to a place where I feel unaided, unassisted. So I'm just heading back home, guys, and a little bit more about what we spoke about back there. It's to do with the role, basically, because the role was fine. The thing was, everything was great. I had the interview, got my uniform, I got basically my induction, I got everything like that. But on the day I went there, I spent 3 hours on a computer, which I don't mind doing, because obviously it's the learning process and going through booklets and whatnot. But it just really drained me. And then after them 3 hours, they put me on the shop floor for an hour, doing like tasks and all this stuff, which I don't mind doing because it's work, you know, you got to do that. But then I get left on my own. It's great if you're like knowledgeable in a bit and you know what you're doing already, but the fact that I knew nothing, it's my first day, and I'm just there like, you know, like stuttering, thinking, what can I do? What can I say? I don't know what to say to the people. And I don't want to come across as like a liar or anything like that. So having to make up stuff as well on the floor, oh yeah, we've not got no more of that in, it'll be available this time or that time. It just makes, I feel like an idiot, and I don't want to feel like that, you know, when I've got a person to deal with, like a customer. I came home on the Tuesday. I looked online for about an hour and a half, applied for about 4 positions. I updated my CV, applied for this job, and within half an hour, I got a phone call. The guy was like, you seem suitable for the role. You've done this before, in your background on your CV we can see. Next Tuesday, 2:30, we'd like to invite you in. So by the time this vlog goes up, I'll have already started that job. And that is something like my last job. And that's what I wanted. Like, I didn't want to be involved with customers. I didn't want to be face to face with people, because it's not that I can't do it. I can do it. I prefer myself as a person to just be doing a job. Like, you know, whether it involves picking, packing, you know, restacking an area, something like that, but in my way, not the way that they want me to do it. So for me, I'm taking this as the next step, and the next step is that I'm going to do better in this position, in this job, than I did in the one that I just applied for and left. Like I said, in the past, jobs will come, jobs will go, and everything happens for a reason. And maybe this is me just saying, like, look, this is what's going to happen with this job. I'm not going to actually enjoy it, so I took myself out of the situation before I got stuck in a situation where I had to give like notice and everything like that. So I had officially started, but I hadn't officially done a full shift. And on top of it as well, with that, just getting the rotors from them, I didn't mind the rotors were going to be okay, but then I seen the rotor after, and what I was told I would be working was very different to when I got my rotors. So I'd be starting a shift at 5:30 in the morning, finishing at 2, and then another shift I'd probably start at 12 in the afternoon and work till 10 at night. And then the next shift I'll be on after that is a couple of days off, then back in again on an early, and then 3 lates in a row. And it's just like, whoa, I understand I'm out of work and I need to get back in and everything like that, but just bombarding me with like 50 hours in 1 week in a job I don't feel comfortable in as well, doing what they did to me. For me, I'm sorry, I just can't do that. So with that respect of that, the employee and everything there, I respect that they took the time to have a chat with me and like introduce me to the business and everything like that, but I can't do that role. I can't do that after how I feel. We're back home now, guys, and that was the vlog for today. Just a little update. Hopefully next Tuesday my induction goes well at the new place. Hopefully I'm shown how to work properly as well and taught everything that I need to know, unlike the place that I went to. It's a shame that it didn't work out the way I did want it to work out, because in the advertisement it looked very good, very promising, but sometimes things don't go to plan and you just have to kind of let good things go. Aside from all that, you know, things happen and we move on. It's one of those things, you know, maybe it just wasn't meant to be, maybe it was, maybe I just didn't give it a chance. But I didn't like the fact that when you train somebody, you're supposed to stay with them till they know what they're doing. I just kind of got left out there, and it's not acceptable. My mum's gone out. I was just going to go and get her because I got some bits for the house. I was going to show her. I don't know where she's gone. It's Saturday night. Maybe she's gone drinking. Who knows? But she was going to be back on the vlogs. I was going to try and get her back in the vlog. But it's going to be it from your boy this week. That's everything updated. And I'll keep you posted on next week what happens. By the time you see the vlog, I should be there and I should have an update. But until then, it's been your boy, Kid Ginger Vlogs. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next vlog. Peace.